processes are done with. So what I'm just saying is that the response, the swiftness, it gives some level of impetus to the whole exercise. It shows commitment. It shows the decisiveness of the authority to be able to deal with it. I don't think that...
Can the same not be said of the Georgina Wood committee?
I doubt. And I also doubt that was the same thing that happened in the what do you call it, the Konkwente saga. I am not saying there was not an investigation, but you could see that people are damn serious. And they
by looking at them, or how do you know?
No, we have just discussed what is going on.
I thought we have been advised by Kwekuba to be very careful about this.
It's an advice that people are free to take.
No, but that's his opinion. No, but what I'm
saying
has
happened in the court, and for nearly 3 weeks it never was reported. Nobody heard about it.
Kweku Ajimamenu.
What was the swiftness about? What is it?
You see,
what are they supposed to have done? That is what I want to know. I thought I'd addressed the point.
I don't know. You're disrupting my flow. What I'm just saying is that this thing came to public attention when we have just been told that precisely. And when did the president or the president representative announce?
And when did it happen?
No, but that's beside the point. Because you see, when issues happen in specific agencies,
yes,
and the presidency is not briefed on it, you cannot assume it is before the presidency. And I'm saying that as soon as it was brought at the level of the presidency, we saw immediate action. And what is significant about this particular action is that you realize that they really do not care who will get to be implicated. The public hearing going on is very significant. I also think that this is also about will, determination. It is also about capacity of state institutions that are mandated in the long term to deal with this particular issue. When the NACOP boss came out publicly to say that he wasn't ever going to tolerate politicians using drug money to finance elections, or making sure that illegal money acquired from drugs find their way into our politics, I was completely shocked. He was attacked specifically by the NPP. I'm not doing politics here. I can mention
so
leading...
What is the point?
The point is that why would we have a state institution mandated to deal with the drug money, announcing their determination to make sure?
How about exercising it? But I think that was where the concern was. They said that if you have a job to do, just get to it and stop wasting our ears with threats.
Threats? But I don't get you. I understand.
I shall you, that spend was irrelevant. It was unnecessary. It's like you're going to slap Alex, right? Then I keep Alex and come to slap you. Maybe boom. Then
no, that is not correct.
Okay, so let Benjamin finish his point.
Matilda, what is one of your topics today?
Cocaine.
No, politicians are the most corrupt. What's the point of that statement?
The point of that statement is the result of it.
Well, so that's exactly the point. That there are some things that have to be said, and it has been said.
No,
okay.
But you see, what I'm saying that he made the comment at the background that a leading member of parliament had been arrested at the time. You understand? For engaging in this drug money. My point is that...
Oh, who was that? I don't remember.
No, I'm saying that we have records. We have records of leading members who have been arrested. My point, Matilda, get me. My point is this. It is, you may take issues with why he has to take that stance. But what will be the motive of anybody to take issues with him because he has declared a war on the drug menace?
Okay, how does that relate to this? Because I want us to bring this to closure.
It relates to it in this significant manner. That what we saw announced by the Daily Graphic is a symptom of a bigger problem. A symptom of a bigger disease of state institutions empowered to deal with these things that has been completely undermined over the years. And even an attempt to restore this seems to be under attack by perhaps people who have interest in the system being remain as it is. So we can't, Matilda, we can't just discuss this court issue. The next time it will be another place. The next time it will be this will be manifestations of symptoms. But the broader thing, and if you go to the U.S. intelligence cables that came up, they were very specific about how NACOP as a body have been infiltrated. They were clear. They even cited politicians as of the period 2007 who they believe did not have the will, the determination, or even the interest to fight. That is serious. I think that is the crux of it. I am inspired that under this administration, at least the budget of NACOP have been increased by 50%. That is positive. I am also inspired by the fact that incentive measures have been introduced. I am also inspired that miscreants who were within the ranks of the organization, because we just heard that they've been able to crack down some of their own staff who were hiding within their ranks and file. This is very, very significant, and we do not have to really wish it away.
Okay.
Matili, the other substantive point I want us to deal with is that politics in Ghana, which have happened over the last few years, have been decided critically by drug issues. Some of the other things that have decided outcomes of our elections, drug issues have been very, very, very critical. So as we go into the next election, I expect the electorate to give the mandate to that candidate, and there are many of the candidates, who present an aura, an atmosphere, the determination that, as for me, I will be in every day to deal with it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it appears there are some of the candidates whose own inner circle members appears to have either been involved in it in the past, or there are allegations being touted about them. This does not give the right signal, because in fighting corruption, it is about the perception of it and the institutions that you put in place to deal with the reality of it too.
Okay, thank you. I've got some text messages that I'm going to read now. This one has no name. It says, I believe everybody has to support the Vice President's directive to investigate the cocaine saga. Ghana cannot make do with this kind of history. Nana Sechere says, who is in control while the President is in Havana eating banana? Is the Vice President, for your information.
He's not in Havana.
He's never been there.
Says Vice President orders police to inquire, John Tia orders BNI, then Vice President retreats the next day. Okay. Now says this is the third miracle after Jesus turned water into wine. Cocaine turned to coconte, now into baking powder. As for this one, we pass Jesus safe. Okay. No name. This one is anonymous. Says if cocaine turned into coconte under Kufuor and the MPP was branded a cocaine party, would it be fair to say the NDC is worse in dealing with the cocaine menace under the Mills administration? Muhammad Tamale says, why did the lawyers for Nana Ama wait for 3 years before calling for the retesting of the substance? The Chief Justice must resign. Okay. Garnett says, I believe the judge knew the cocaine had been changed. That is why he charged on and insulted the state prosecutor. He must be charged and arrested. Okay, Garnett. Dick in Ho says, the issue of cocaine is a national canker. Let us look at the institutions involved. Are they up to the task? Esinam Murphy in Kumasi says, the NDC is a disaster and must be shown the exit. Koku says, why would anybody want to smuggle sodium bicarbonate out of this country when the substance is actually imported into the country? That's a good question. This one is anonymous. Says the politicization of drug cases is like killing the menace from a dividend or from a divided front. The nation is the ultimate loser. Kwame Ntama says this time the Narcotics Distributors Company, which is NDC, has taken over from the peddlers. Oh my God. Sorry?
You're reading this.
But you said, what is it? Cocaine Peddlers Party. What was it called? What was the NPP zone?
Who said this?
Narcotics Peddlers Party.
Let's now withdraw your phone for now.
Philip says the police have been presenting Konkonte to the court every day. Okay. Philip, do you know that for a fact? They were caught off guard this time by the request for a second test. Actually, this one was baking soda. Kwame Ajiman says the defense lawyer is an NDC member, so there's complicity. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't even know who the defense lawyer is.
It's true to say that he's sympathetic towards the NDC, but he's there as a lawyer in his professional capacity.
And he's representing an individual whose political affiliation we really do not know.
But we've been doing that
and don't care to know. Fred says, how could Alex say that this is the only drug issue in 3 years? This is a lie, and he has to withdraw the untruth. Okay.
I said this is the main public one that has come out.
Says Indego. Okay, I'm not going to read this because I don't have evidence.
And there is one.
And I could be sued.
And there is one. Alex doesn't get sick.
This one says, contrary to the views expressed by the panel, there are several reasons why a court will grant bail, even in an according trial, such as medical grounds, weak facts of the case, and so on. Abin Kumasi says, I'd like to know if the defense lawyer was present at the lab when the first testing was being conducted. Kofi Anane says, was the initial test done by the police or NACOP? My understanding is that it was done by the police. Perry in Sakono says, I think to avoid this kind of things from happening, the substances should be burnt in the presence of the victim and other authorized persons after scientific tests have shown that it is cocaine. Benjamin Osebunsu says, let us tackle the issues dispassionately and devoid of politics. This is the only way our nation will develop. Kweku has a 10-second point to make.
No, 10 seconds. I'll plead with you just about a minute or two.
Okay, 1 minute, no more.
Material spoke for less than 3 minutes.
My brother Brentu made a certain interesting point. And I think it's about time we clear those things. Look, the WikiLeaks that some of them have treated as the gospel truth, the attribution that was made to the point about NACOP had been weakened by Kufuor's regime and administration and things, it was being attributed to sources at NACOP. It wasn't the Americans who were claiming that this is an intelligence fact, so take it. No? Yes. And the one point they made, which should let you know that those things were suspect, was the point that NACOP officials were dismissed because of their cooperation with the U.S. anti-drug agencies to arrest Amwati. Now, that incident of NACOP officials who were asked to go on interdiction was relative to the 5 kilos, if you recall, that got missing within NACOP. So straight away,